I've always been drawn to the mysteries that lie beneath the surface, both literal and metaphorical. So when I stumbled upon an old map in the dusty archives of a local library, my curiosity ignited like a match in the dark. The map hinted at forgotten tunnels, hidden chambers, and a subterranean world beneath our very feet. Little did I know, the pursuit of the unknown would lead me to the terrifying legend of the Mole Man. The entrance to the underground realm beckoned from an abandoned building on the outskirts of town. The air grew heavy as I descended a creaky staircase that seemed to stretch into the abyss. I could almost feel the earth swallowing me whole as I ventured further, the sounds of the city above slowly fading into a distant hum. Dim, flickering lights revealed a labyrinth of tunnels, each one more foreboding than the last. The air was damp, and the echoes of my footsteps resonated in the subterranean silence. The map guided me through a network of forgotten passages, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was trespassing in a realm that should have remained buried. As I delved deeper, a subtle vibration hummed through the walls, a pulse that resonated in my bones. I dismissed it as a figment of my imagination until the ground beneath me quivered, a seismic shudder that sent shockwaves through the tunnels. Panic gripped me, and I stumbled forward, the walls seemingly closing in. In the murky distance I saw him, the Mole Man. Hunched and grotesque, he emerged from the shadows with a sinister grin, his eyes gleaming with an otherworldly intelligence. The legends hadn't prepared me for the unsettling reality of encountering this subterranean denizen. The Mole Man's presence defied logic. His skin seemed to blend with the soil, and long, gnarled fingers extended from hands that resembled claws. His breath rattled like distant thunder as he stared at me, an interloper in his hidden domain. I stood frozen, unable to tear my eyes away from the creature that shouldn't exist. He spoke in a guttural language, a series of clicks and grunts that echoed through the tunnels. Despite the linguistic chasm between us, I sensed a malevolence in his gaze, a warning that I had trespassed into his world. In a moment of primal instinct, I turned and ran, the darkness swallowing me as I sprinted through the twisting tunnels. The vibrations beneath my feet grew stronger, a symphony of earthbound fury. The Mole Man pursued, his ominous silhouette visible in the dim light cast by my flickering flashlight. I stumbled upon an ancient chamber, its walls adorned with hieroglyphs that depicted a civilization lost to time. The air crackled with a supernatural energy, and the Mole Man halted at the threshold, his eyes narrowing with a mixture of anger and curiosity. As I caught my breath, I realized that this chamber held the key to understanding the Mole Man's existence. The hieroglyphs told a story of an ancient civilization that had once worshipped a subterranean deity. They had burrowed deep into the earth, seeking refuge from a world that had turned against them. In their desperation, they had made a pact with a malevolent force, an entity that granted them sanctuary in exchange for eternal servitude. The Mole Man, a guardian and a harbinger of doom, emerged from this unholy alliance, tasked with defending the secrets buried within the subterranean labyrinth. The chamber held artifacts of unspeakable power, relics that bound the Mole Man to his duty. As I studied the ancient inscriptions, a realization dawned upon me. The seismic tremors were not mere coincidence. They were the Mole Man's attempts to maintain the sanctity of the hidden world. In a daring act fueled by a mix of bravery and foolishness, I confronted the Mole Man with newfound understanding. I spoke the words of the ancient pact, a language that resonated with the echoes of the underground deity. The Mole Man's eyes widened in recognition, and he hesitated, caught between the duty instilled in him by ancient forces and the realization that a human had deciphered his existence. The ground beneath us trembled, but instead of an expression of rage, the Mole Man's countenance shifted. It was as if a veil had lifted, revealing a glimmer of the humanity that had been subsumed by centuries of servitude. He nodded in acknowledgement, a silent agreement that echoed through the subterranean chamber. With a sense of purpose, the Mole Man retreated into the shadows, his form merging with the darkness. The seismic tremors ceased, and an eerie calm settled over the underground realm. I was left alone in the ancient chamber, surrounded by the relics of a forgotten civilization and the weight of the secrets I had uncovered. As I made my way back through the twisting tunnels, I couldn't shake the feeling that the Mole Man, despite his ominous appearance, was a tragic guardian bound by an unholy pact. The hidden world beneath our feet held a history steeped in darkness, and I emerged from the underground labyrinth with a newfound respect for the mysteries that dwell in the shadows. The abandoned building, the forgotten tunnels, and the encounter with the Mole Man became a haunting chapter in my life. I realized that there are forces beyond our comprehension, lurking in the depths of the unknown. As I emerged into the daylight, I carried the weight of the subterranean secrets with me, a silent witness to the enigma that lies beneath the surface of our world.